Live from Fargo and serving you on TV, online, and on the go. This is Valley News Live at 6.
It's time for us just to buckle this thing down. A 95% mask compliance will save thousands of Minnesota lives, period. It's not debatable. It's no longer up for a political argument. It's absolutely what needs to happen.
As COVID-19 cases continue to climb in Minnesota, Governor Tim Walz paid a visit to Moorhead to talk about controlling those numbers. The governor heard from 2 Clay County residents who say they are forever impacted by the virus. One of those, including a local firefighter. Valley News Team's Bailey Hurley has our story.
It's been over 7 months of daily COVID-19 cases running across our screens. But Minnesota Governor Tim Walz emphasized those impacted by the virus are more than just statistics and says this virus can't be generalized.
The perception, the chance is slim of getting this, and if you get it, it's not that bad, and that the only people negatively impacted are older people. None of those things are true.
In an effort to personalize COVID-19, 2 Clay County residents shared their stories this morning. One, a Fargo fire inspector who says getting COVID-19 was 10 times worse than any influenza he's ever had.
I was 15 days of 101, 102 fever, constant. Nothing would take it down, but it never rose any farther than that.
Cromie says when a cousin lost his house in a fire, the family put together a small outdoor fundraiser in mid-September.
A little over 30 people there, all family. We had tables set up 6-8 feet apart. 3 days later, a handful of us started to have symptoms. My in-laws and one of my nieces ended up in the hospital. The first night my father-in-law was in the hospital, he actually died. They brought him back.
He says thankfully all 3 have now been released, but says he and most of his family are far from being recovered.
I'm still having residual effects in my right lung. So
What happens, if I could just say a theoretical, if it doesn't come back?
potentially I won't be fit for duty and I could eventually lose my job.
Governor Walz says while outdoor events reduce the risk of COVID-19, they don't eliminate it.
The minute we break where this is at, the virus does not care that we're tired. The virus does not care that we had COVID fatigue. The virus does not care that it seems like maybe we'll just get away with it for a few minutes and it'll be okay.
Saying Cromie's story should be a warning to all as we head into the holiday season. In Moorhead, Bailey Hurley, Valley News Live.
Governor Walz says mitigating the virus relies solely on those ages 18 to 35, adding he's counting on that generation to start making better decisions for the health and safety of all Minnesotans. Thanks to those strong winds and slightly warmer temps today, we lost some of that early snow we got in the valley. Let's find out from Hutch if those conditions will continue into our Wednesday evening. Hutch?
Thanks so much, Mike. As we see, we have plenty of clouds still about the valley, but we did get a few peaks of some sun as it's setting in the western sky here in the FM area. Here is a look at the satellite right now. Radar fairly quiet, winds still gusting out of the north to our east over 20 miles per hour. Sustained winds 10 to 20 miles per hour in eastern North Dakota. Temperatures are cool. Tonight already slipping back down into the 30s. Those north winds will usher in tonight, Mike, the 20s. So another chilly night in store. Decreasing clouds overnight. It looks like a cold one out there. These north winds importing a little bit of a hiccup into our warming trend. In Grand Forks tonight, temperatures in the mid-20s by the time we head to bed. Now tomorrow a warm front approaches and yet again that brings a chance for some growing pains. A few flakes in the forecast. I'll have details in your hour-by-hour forecast. Mike, here in just a few moments.
All right, thanks so much, Hutch. A local pastor has died from complications of COVID-19. The Diocese of Fargo says Monsignor Jeffrey Wald passed away yesterday in a Jamestown hospital. He has served in many parishes in eastern North Dakota. The Monsignor was 56 years of age. Minnesota State University Moorhead will be moving all classes that don't require specific equipment or learning environments online after the Thanksgiving break. Fall break is from November 25th to the 27th. The move comes after the Student Senate wrote a resolution to school administration asking them to prevent any possible spread of COVID-19 as students come back from the break. COVID-19 is spreading faster than ever across the country. As case numbers rise, it's overwhelming contact tracers, and in North Dakota's case, stopped the process completely. Health officials in North Dakota are asking people to notify their own close contacts when they test positive. They're hoping it will speed up the process, but some are questioning if self-accountability is enough. And the Mayo Clinic says contact tracing is necessary for slowing the spread of the virus.
If at some point contact tracing becomes overwhelmed and states or other entities have to stop, the spike in cases goes unchecked. So it does promote additional cases.
The State Department says, State Health Department says it's still facilitating contact tracing for the education system and in health care. Fargo Mayor Tim Mahoney says there's been a good response thus far to the mask mandate that's in effect in the city. It's been in effect for about a week and a half, and the mayor says he feels it's making a dent. He cited the drop in active cases in the county, which were running about 200 a day before the mandate and are around 160 currently. The mayor says he's seen many businesses who are complying with state guidelines for capacity, given the high risk level. However, he did note that there are some that aren't, and the city is working to get them in line. Still no sign of a missing 16-year-old girl. Desiree Sayers was last seen yesterday in the 2400 block of Park Avenue Northwest in Bemidji. She's about 5'4", weighs 130 pounds, has brown eyes and long brown hair. She was last seen wearing a black hoodie, black and white Van shoes, and dark blue jeans. Police say that she may be in the Red Lake area, and if you see her, call authorities. The phone number's on your screen, 218-333-9111. Trouble this morning for the driver of this vehicle who went off the road and plunged into water along the interstate in Cass County. The Highway Patrol tweeted this photo of the crash near Castleton this morning. The driver told authorities that he fell asleep at the wheel. He was not seriously injured. Later on Valley News Live at 6, a whistleblower story from a man who says enough's enough when it comes to political sign thefts.
And this morning, temperatures much milder, near 30 degrees to start our day across the valley. Conditions tonight are starting to improve. The wind is decreasing, the clouds are on the decrease as well, but cooler weather in the forecast and a few flakes. I'll have details right after this.